In the following years, Wii games have become a stable part of gaming, most notably the games including Mii's, such as Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, Wii Fit, Wii Play, and so on. But there's one question I've been wondering about for a while that I'm going to dig a little deeper into today. What is the deal with Mii's? The year is 2006 and the E3 for Wii Sports is out. Screenshots here show the Mii's with ears, which is a very interesting touch. I say this because obviously Mii's that we all know and love today have no ears to be found. I do not know the reason as to why Nintendo eventually decided to remove the feature of Mii's having ears, but if I had to guess, I would say it's because they were going for a more cartoony approach and ears simply didn't look right for these characters. Now we fast forward a bit to the release of Wii Sports. This game immediately blew up and the demand for it was incredible. This game was also automatically paired with a Wii console, which made customers want it even more. This game reached over $80 million in sales and is the 4th most sold video game of all time. So what could be so off about it? First of all, before we get into this, let's define the word oddity. The exact definition on the internet states a strange or peculiar person, thing, or trait, as well as the quality of being strange or peculiar. This will be important for what I'm about to get into. When you load into a game of Wii Sports Tennis, the first thing you might notice is that the Mii's have no arms. This is a huge red flag. This could be for simplicity's sake, but it seems a bit overboard to remove a necessary body part from our beloved avatars. Not only this, but the CPU Mii's have no arms as well. How are they going to play a tennis match without arms? It's a Nintendo game for gosh sakes, nothing needs to make sense. Okay, but jokes aside, I want to point out that the Mii's in the crowd also have no arms. On top of this, they don't even have legs or hands. I was thinking that at least some consistency would have been in order, but I guess I was wrong. Now we take a look into baseball. From the screen where the players are staring at you, we can see that they have no arms or hands, but they do have legs. This is interesting because it contradicts with the body parts Mii's had in tennis. Bowling is very similar to tennis, as my Mii has hands and legs but no arms. This once again brings up the question on how the Mii's can possibly play sports when their hands are detached from their bodies. This is the same with golf and boxing. Their hands are there, but the Mii's arms are non-existent. Now we move to Wii Sports Resort, a sequel to Wii Sports developed in 2009. When playing archery, I noticed something strange. The Mii's had arms. This is also apparent in the Wii games wakeboarding, power cruising, air sports, and cycling. That's 5 out of 12 games in Wii Sports Resort that feature Mii's with full body parts. Almost 50%! The question is, why? Okay, so the fandom for Mii's states, Mii's are a race of humans that can be found in all parts of Nintendo. Mii's are a subspecies of humans that are most distinctly identified by having different body portions and characteristics. This is a very interesting point because it clearly categorizes Mii's as a subspecies of humans. I disagree with this statement because if sometimes Mii's have arms and legs and sometimes they don't, then that means that they can essentially change and transform themselves at will. This does not sound like something a human can do. I mean, can you guys like grow arms and legs at will and then take them away just as easily? An even more interesting point is that a few sentences below, it states, like humans, Mii's are a bipedal species that walk upright and have 4 limbs. The arms and legs of a Mii are slender and slightly lanky and are characterized by their very small feet and oversized hands. But this is simply not true. We have seen numerous instances of where Mii's have no arms, no hands, or even nothing altogether. They just have a body and a head. So I disagree. So this brings up the question, if Mii's clearly aren't human, then what are they? Once again, let's define the word alien. This may help us get more clues as to what the Mii's actually are. So the official definition states, belonging to a foreign country or nation, and a foreigner, especially one who's not a naturalized citizen of the country where they are living. This is actually very apparent in Wii Sports Resort's air sports game, Island Flyover. There's one eye point to collect called Gateway to Woohoo Island, and the description states, "This picture-perfect arch welcomes you to the island with a great view." This is basically confirming that the Miis have their own special place to themselves, which could explain why no normal humans are ever seen. This would also insinuate that the Miis are aliens because they are foreigners compared to everywhere else in the world. There's one more piece of evidence I have surrounding the alien Mii theory, and it's a big one. You see, we've covered Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort throughout the majority of the video. Heck, I haven't even mentioned Wii Party and its sequel, which is exactly what I'm diving into right now. Wii Party and Wii Party U don't take place on Woohoo Island. It's actually unknown where both games take place. But while playing, I've come across a few occurrences that seemed normal to me at the time, but now that I think about it, it just proves my theory right. First, let's discuss Wii Party. There's a single 4-player minigame that stood out to me, Saucer Snap. This game literally involves the players trying to capture a picture of a UFO in the sky. This directly confirms aliens and UFOs being among the Miis and in the franchise. In Board Game Island, there's a UFO space that if you land on, a UFO will pick you up and have you swap places with another player. Now we cross over to Wii Party U. There are two minigames that involve aliens and UFOs, which are Space Zappers and UFO Zap Up. Space Zappers has the players shoot the aliens with their blasters, while UFO Zap Up involves one of the players chasing their opponents in a UFO. In Highway Rollers, the UFO space still exists, but it looks a little different. This time, you can see the alien inside the UFO, and there are some similarities to Mii's. For one, the alien has ball-shaped hands, which the Miis have too. Second, the alien has the same cartoonish style. You may be saying, sure, there are a few similarities, but overall, those aliens are completely different. I agree with this. See, the fandom we explored a while ago said Miis were a subspecies of humans, which I still disagree with. But I do agree with one thing. They are a subspecies of something. My money, however, is on aliens. Just think about it, the definition of alien that we searched up earlier lines up with the Miis and Woohoo Island. Also, Miis can transform their appearances at will, and they seem to live in places that are completely uninhabited with any wildlife, save for the dog and frisbee and the giant whale in the ocean. Miis could be a subspecies of those pink aliens, and who knows, maybe in an alternate universe, those pink aliens are what normal Miis look like. I know I overanalyze this, but it's fun to theorize with the little info we get from the Miis. Let me know what your thoughts on this topic are in the comments. Stay safe, take care, and thank you for watching.